So Bitcoin just hit $30,000. Big resistance broken. What's gonna happen next? Let's check on this chart today. So as stated in the previous video here, I was saying that if we break above 29k, I'm gonna look towards 31k to 32k. Let's see if this still stands, as we got a big resistance broken now. First of all, we want to start and check on this high support resistance time frame, and this will be this line here around 29,200, and this one being a support and resistance for so long. As you can see here, it's been hit so many times, and now we just broke above it, as you can see here and here and here, and now we are above it. If we put our supports and resistance here, and we can see that we are now within our bigger range, which means that this was a deviation major low here, which is the 29,200, and now we could play around this area. Can it happen? Now let's see what we got within this range. If we zoom in on the daily, we can see clearly that we have something going on here. Bitcoin loves to take highs, to take liquidity, to take previous highs, and the previous high here, we have this level here around 32,300. Now if we can see this low also here, that's been acting as support and resistance for a while. Now we can see clearly that within this range, which is the 25,300, let me put it on a different color. Now we can see within this range, the red range, that's been a range for a while. It's been a support and resistance place. Now we can see here, and here, this was a strong resistance, and once we broke above it, we held below this resistance here, and now we're headed toward this one here, which is the 32k300, and this, I believe, this high would be taken now, and we could likely see something like that. But there is a level that we should be aware of, and that is the CME. Now if we go here to the BTC1, which is the CME future market, and usually Bitcoin leaves some gaps in this CME. Now these gaps usually needs to be filled, and if we look at in the history, now let's go to the weekly and look at in the history what happened. Those are the gaps, right? So if we can see this gap here has been filled with this move up here. Whenever there is a gap like this one here got filled here, right to the wick, like this gap here, this was line and it got filled right on the wick, got filled, and the price moved back up higher. Now we can see this one here got filled. Basically, sooner or later all these gaps get filled, and so far this rally reminds me of the 2019 rally. Now this is the 2019 rally. This is the bottom that we had in 2019, and we can see that in the 2019 rally we had few gaps on the way up, exactly what we're seeing now. We had few gaps to the upside, that we had a gap here and then a gap here, and basically the price just went above them about 75%, and later on the price came back here to fill all these gaps here. Now why I'm telling you this? Now because now we have some gaps on the CME futures on Bitcoin that are unfilled, and on this recent pump we filled this one, which was around the 28,500 level, and the next one, as you can see here, is around the 35 level. And now to fill this one, if we take a line here, and now to fill this one, the price needs to go to 35,300. Now it is very likely that after taking out the stops or the liquidity from this 32,300, that we go toward the 35,300 level, this one here. Now this is possible. Now if we look closely and we go to the daily level, now if we go to the daily, we can see that recently we had one here and it got filled with this move down, and then we got one here, and now this one is unfilled, and this one, to get filled, you need to know that sooner or later those things needs to fill. Like this one here got filled right to the wick, like if we can see here, and we put a line, if we put a line just below the gap here where the gap is, we can see that we filled it right, and then we moved right back up. And now we have one that is unfilled, and the one that is unfilled is here. And what is that level? That level is the 20,330. Now Bitcoin has to come back here sooner or later, and the thing is, if we will see the same thing that happened in 2019, which was a bear market rally, the same thing that we are seeing now, that could help us predict the next move, which could be that we go up toward 35,300 to fill this gap, and then slowly ground our way down toward this gap, unfilled gap here. Or this could simply mean that we go slowly here and then a quick dump toward here with a wick and then start back up here. This is very likely, so these are the levels I'm looking at right now. As I said in the previous video here that you can watch now, unless we see that this resistance here, unless we see that the price pushed right above it and held and closed the daily candle, then I will see it push up here, maybe buy some altcoins and sell them back here. I said that if we break above this previous high here, if we break above this previous 29, I'm gonna take a long and target 32,000, right? 31,000, 32,000. But now when I'm looking at this chart right now, I'm gonna keep my long open as I am looking towards this 35,000 to be filled. And sooner or later, we may not feel it now, but the probabilities are high because we are too close to it. And the market is still overly bearish, or everyone is trying to short. So basically here at these levels here, everyone was trying to short 29,000. And when everyone is shorting, when everyone is on one side, the market goes the opposite way because the market makers need to make money. So when everyone is short, everyone is betting that the price is gonna go down, the price needs to go up, and it's called a squeeze, which meaning that a lot of liquidation happen, and this all goes to the market makers, aka the exchanges made money on this squeeze up. And now so far still people are underwater trying to short and trying to bring the price down. And the longer they try to short, the higher the price will go to liquidate them all. And we are too close to take this high, and we are too close to take this gap. Now, the likelihood that we go toward 32, 35 is very high. Now, keep in mind that on Wednesday, there is the CPI numbers, and there is the Shanghai update on Ethereum, which gonna release staking on Ethereum. This could be really huge. This could bring the price down. Now this could still do this and come back up here, but usually on this news we just get a freaking candle, like a freaky candle which has wicks on both sides, like you can see here. Price just moves quickly up and quickly down and then stay on the trend, which is now upwards. These are the levels I'm looking at. At 35 I'm gonna be out of the market. I'm gonna be looking toward this gap to get filled sooner or later. Now keep in mind, this won't be a thing that right after you watch the video this thing could happen, but this would take some time. Just the move upward here could take us another month, and maybe another month to just get back down here. Maybe it could take us the whole summer to just get back down here, to fill this and then move on. Right, so this is not something that could happen right now. As I said in the previous video, we can still range and just keep ranging here while alts keep pumping. That's why you need also to follow me on Twitter, subscribe here, because I'm always sharing my views on alts. Now I'm long FET, which is Fetch AI. I'm long also XLM, which is Stellar. Some alts are gonna run while Bitcoin still keep ranging here. Now if you're interested in what altcoins I'm bullish on for the next bull market, you can watch this video here. Cheers.